Yeah, so we're really focusing on premature babies born around 2,500 grams or less that are very sick in the NICU, and basically a lot of them develop necrotizing enterocolitis. So a devastating disease, 50% mortality in the surgery when babies have to go through that. And so we're looking for a way to prevent that, and not just with those infants to prevent them from necrotizing enterocolitis, but to help them thrive better in the NICU. A lot of them are born without their microbiome intact, and so therefore it's a depleted stomach. And so we're trying to find a way to deliver the good bugs that their stomach needs to refortify that stomach and help them thrive in the NICU. Yeah, so the low birth weight, very low birth weight infants that we're going after to help treat, the 1,500 grams or less, are probably around 50,000, 60,000 patients. However, those that develop necrotizing enterocolitis are probably anywhere around the 10,000 patients a year. So it's very rare, but it's very difficult to treat. And so we're looking to be more of a preventative medicine. So whenever a child is born prematurely, before they're even exposed to any types of those risks, they would take our treatment to help prevent them from even obtaining necrotizing enterocolitis or any other issues that could be detrimental while they're in the NICU. The problem with necrotizing enterocolitis is it's staged 1, 2, 3, or 4. But there's not a specific marker that say you're at 1, you're at 2, you're at 3, or you're 4. They watch the infant and they see the reaction of the infant in the NICU and see it deteriorate over time. And they try to throw maybe antibiotics at it. They try to reduce the feeding for the infant to try to help it. So those are the issues that we run into. And so what we're trying to do is prevent any of that from actually happening. And therefore, by rebuilding the stomach and trying to get it to like a full-term infant sooner rather than later, that's what we think will be the most beneficial and actually reduce the issues with necrotizing enterocolitis, as well as a lot of these babies that do survive go on to have other issues, other developmental gut issues during their life, short bowel syndrome, for example, because their gut just wasn't formed. So the goal would hopefully be to prevent that as well. So it's a long-term impact to the development of these premature infants. So, you know, as we're talking about the microbiome, you have good bugs and you have bad bugs. And we believe that there's a good bug that we use in our development that is considered a pioneer bug. And that pioneer bug is what we will deliver to the infant with just one dose orally through a nasal lavage. The infant's born, as the premature baby comes out, and they're working on premature baby right there before it goes to the NICU, they'll just give this one dose to the infant. And it's basically the good bug that you need in your stomach that's wrapped around like a biofilm, a good biofilm that protects it to the stomach acid. It's kind of primed and ready to go, and it sees the stomach and says, this is where I need to be, and it starts to proliferate and attach to the stomach lining and hopefully expand those good bugs that you need to refortify that intestinal lining.